Hello, YouTube. What you're looking at all over my windshield here are remnants of the love bug who have been flying head on into Little Blue 2. Yeah, it's a mess. Now, I would spray them and clean them, but my pump for the windshield wiper doesn't seem to work. Now, the windshield wiper does work, that's why you see all that streaking, but the pump doesn't work. So I may talk to Marcelo about that, but had kind of a serious issue this morning. Yeah, I was on my way to head out to Marcelo at Express Tech Auto to start filming on their new channel. You know, I was going to get over there and talk to them and see what we want to do for our first few episodes and maybe film some stuff. But Little Blue 2 didn't want to start. It's one of the few times Little Blue 2 did not want to start. She's behaving like batteries are drained for some reason. And yet, I don't think the power was on all night or anything. And I may have to have them check her out to see if the alternator or the battery may be dead. Or if I left, somehow it didn't charge up last night. I did run the fan all night, but the vehicle, the house battery, and the starter battery were disconnected as far as I remember. So I was able to hook up the vehicle battery to the house battery, but see, the house battery is drained because it's morning, and you know, I ran the power all night to keep the fan going, keep myself from cooking here while I sleep at night. I don't run the AC at night when I'm sleeping because I would be running the engine. I run a 12-volt fan. I have 3 of them in the van, but I run one of them, sometimes 2, but usually 1 is enough. Pointed at me all night while I sleep, one of the fans in the back. But anyhow, this morning when I tried to start the vehicle, it had a hard time starting. And then I drove it to the storage unit to get something out of storage, and it didn't want to start. So Little Blue 2 was stuck at the storage. I switched over my battery switch to connect the house battery to the vehicle battery and let it sit for about 30 seconds. Then tried starting it, and it barely started. So those are indications to me of a weak battery. Maybe my alternator might not be charging fully. Maybe with the AC running, it's taking more power. I don't know. I've been running the AC quite a bit. Little Blue 2's AC is still working nice and well. I ended up basically, driving the vehicle around with AC, but with all the love bugs, you can see they're splattered everywhere. I'm wondering if that somehow may be causing a problem with the starting situation. I don't know. So anyhow, I'm on my way back to Express Tech Auto with Marcelo and Tony. I'm going to ask them about this, and maybe they can check the battery and alternator out and see what's going on, see what the charge is. I have the system charging now, obviously, as I'm driving, and I do have some of the power diverted back to the house battery system to try to charge that up too. I haven't looked yet to see what the connection is, if it's connecting back there. But it's not a good feeling to have your vehicle not start. We'll find out what happens. Stay tuned. Alright, I've safely arrived at Express Tech Auto. Love bugs all over me, all in the car, all over the car. Engine is still running. I don't dare turn it off. I am going to go ahead and turn it off now, though, because they say they have jumpers. I'm going to see if I'm going to turn it off and try to start it again and see how it does. But yeah, it's acting like battery's not charging, and I'm wondering if it's related to me running the AC all the time. Fix one problem and you got another. Alright, we'll see what happens. Stay tuned. Yeah, there's something wrong. Battery's not charging. because when I try to start it now, you can see it's behaving like it's got no battery, or the battery's dead. So system is not charging. Doesn't want to charge. Well, the good news is I'm at the mechanics. I'm at Express Tech Auto, so they'll have to try to diagnose what the problem is, if it's a battery issue or if it's my alternator that suddenly went out. That's the problem with an older vehicle. You fix one thing and then something else goes wrong. So this kind of sucks. We'll find out what's going on. I'm going to go talk to Tony and Marcelo when he comes in and see what's up. Alright, they are swamped at Express Tech Auto. They've got like a gazillion cars. I don't know if you can tell. They got more customers than they can handle. So I decided to look at the situation myself. The vehicle's not starting off the starter battery, but it is running once it starts, which kind of tells me the alternator's working. Because if the alternator's dead, you know, the alternator's bad, usually the vehicle will not keep running. The vehicle will actually die. Start it, it runs, and it dies when the battery drains because the alternator's not charging it. So I was able to connect using the inverter cooking system. I was able to connect the house battery, my house battery packs here, to the vehicle battery, and sure enough I was able to jump start it. So that's kind of telling me that possibly the culprit is this battery, which is, you know, the date on this battery is from 2013, so it's already 6 years old. It's an old battery. Maybe out of coincidence, maybe out of the fact that I've been using it a lot to run the air conditioning or running the sound, you know, on the van while watching a movie with the vehicle shut off. It's deciding it's not wanting to hold a charge. So to see if the alternator is actually generating electricity, I'm gonna turn on my inverter here and see what kind of voltage I'm getting. Right now, my house battery says 12.7, which means it is getting some power from the alternator, because earlier it said 12, like when I shut it off, you'll see the power drop. See, now it says 12.5, it's starting to drain back down. So it drained down to like 12.2, which is kind of low. A full battery should be about 12.8. At least that's what it was on this battery previously. I know you guys probably cannot see those. See, it says 12.3 right now. It says 12.3, 12.2, that's what it's staying at. But when I switch the connection on, you see how it went up? That's me flipping the switch for the inverter cooking system to allow the two batteries to connect. So it is charging now. At this point, power is coming from the alternator, going to the house, the regular battery, then coming all the way back through to charge these two battery systems, my battery banks. This battery as well as the portable battery pack. So I'm suspecting that it is a battery issue, that my battery here is dead. So what I'm going to do is probably take my battery from my battery pack back here. This is a regular auto battery that I have in here, in a secondary battery pack, and use that as a starter battery and see if the problem gets resolved. So that's what I'm going to try. Stay tuned. I thought you might find it interesting, those of you who wonder about the system and stuff. This is a connection I jimmy rigged for connecting up the solar panels to keep the battery topped off. It's not designed to completely charge the battery because this is only a, I think it's a 25 watt, 20 or 25 watt solar panel. It's not enough to charge a battery, but it is enough to try to maintain it. So it runs through here, through this small little charge controller here, if you want to call it that. It's a charge regulator is what they call it. But it's designed to try to keep this thing topped off. But I am going to go ahead and dismantle the system right here. I'm just going to unplug this, which is my connection to allow everything to charge up. And see if we can't get everything swapped over. And we'll see what happens. Alright, I misspoke. The plug here that I had plugged in didn't go to the solar panel. It actually went to the main house battery, because this is a portable pack, a secondary pack that I have. So this went to the I had made an adapter. So this went to the battery pack, the main house battery pack, and it was charging that, then charging this one. So at this point right now, we're going to open it up and show you what's inside. This is another 750 watt inverter, my original one, but it's having problems, the button here. Look at all these stupid love bugs, they're everywhere. Love bugs are everywhere. So this used to work, and now it's not wanting to work. So it's just a bad contact there, bad switch. I tried to take it apart and try to fix it, but I'm having issues. So it looks like Marcelo's here to test the battery. I do have another battery, or not Marcelo, Tony. So I do have a potential replacement battery. I'm thinking it's a battery because I just swapped out.
Oh my God, yes, man, that's a 13.
Yeah, I know.
Oh, man.
It's like 6 years old.
Battery, bro.
Yeah.
It's charging 13.5, so the alternator's doing its job.
Right.
You just need a battery.
All right, so I'm going to try swapping out this one to that one.
Okay.
And see if that solves it, because this is a second battery pack that I have, see?
Yeah.
So this one's a 2018, so.
18, yes, that's going to be perfect for your car.
So hopefully,
Yeah.
okay, Tony's tested it, and you're pretty sure it's a battery?
Yeah.
Just maybe when I put the AC on it and I've been running it like crazy, I decided to bring it down too low.
It's got no,
Well, it's 6 years
the
old.
battery holding charge now.
Right.
It's not. It'll start the car, whatever.
But it's not
But
helping
after
me.
you've been using all this equipment and stuff,
Yeah.
you just drain the battery. The battery's like 6 years old.
Yeah.
So that already there, you know.
Well, luckily I have a
That won't last
spare.
more than 2 or 3 years. So when you have it for this long, that means it was a good battery and it did its job. But no.
Yeah, actually my son and them put it in to replace the other battery. It was a temporary thing, but when I opened it, I was like, geez, this battery's like, it's 6 years old.
No, yeah.
Yeah, it's a 6-year-old battery. So I'm going to go ahead and try this. This is a fairly new battery. And luckily I basically have like 3 batteries in this thing.
Yeah.
So
But
we'll try it.
You know the alternator's doing its job, so you're not going to have a problem there.
Right.
It's just a matter of putting a new battery in and calling it a day.
Great.
Yeah. And I talked to Marcelo. He said
Not today, because too busy. Yeah.
not a good day.
All right.
But yeah, if you need anything, let me know. I got the 10 millimeter. It's going to be 10 millimeter here and there.
All right.
Just to take it off.
All right. Well, I appreciate it, Tony. I'm going to go ahead and swap this out myself.
I got the protectors, the spray, and all that in there. Whatever you need to
Great.
get it perfect.
All right. Thank you.
Put that in there so you get no corrosion or anything like that.
Thanks, Tony. All right. As I suspected, it's this battery. It's like 6. I don't know if you can see the date on here. It says 1013. My son and his friend, who's also a mechanic, when they were working on Blue's injector not firing, remember cylinder number 4, were having all these issues, they ended up giving me a replacement battery because they said my other battery was shot. So they gave me this one, which is, as you can see, 6 years old. So the issue is this battery is not holding a charge. I don't know if it was compounded by the fact that I'm now running air conditioning all the time. And also, you know, I run accessories and stuff when I'm watching the movies, and I run sound through the vehicle sound system. But as you can see, we got our battery pack here with the battery that was just bought in December. So, assuming this battery's not shot, which I don't think it is, it's a new battery. I'm going to go ahead and take all this out, shut the car off, take it out, replace the battery, and I'll put this one in, you know, as a spare battery. Although I probably end up trading this one in and buying another battery, possibly an AGM battery if I can afford it, or maybe I'll just go ahead and do it like I did right now. This is just just so you know, this is a regular lead acid battery. It is a regular vehicle starter battery. Oh, love bugs. It is a regular vehicle starting battery. As a matter of fact, I think it's the correct one for this van. But I decided to go with the regular battery because I was trying to save money. They're cheaper. It's cheaper to get this than it is to get an RV battery, even though that's also lead acid. But RV batteries are designed specifically for a lot of low drain. You know, you're draining it down a lot and recharging it back up. Whereas a starter battery is designed to quickly start a vehicle. It's not designed to drain down really low. So for using as a battery pack that you're going to use to run appliances and stuff like that, this is not a good battery. You'll kill it really fast if you drain it a lot. But I got it just because of the price, and I wanted to do a project. I don't know if you saw my build project where I built this thing. I do need a new inverter. This one I can try to fix, but it may not be worth it. Maybe I'll fix it. I don't know. I took it all apart, and the switch inside is bad. It needs a new switch. The switch isn't, well, it's not even hooked up now, so of course it won't come on. But it served me well for like 2 years before it went kapooey. So maybe we'll rebuild this battery pack, but it's a really simple thing to build. All you need to do is, you know, let me show it to you anyways right now since we have everything all apart. Pause this. All you have essentially for making a battery pack like this is a battery itself. Let me shut the vehicle off. We're just wasting gas at this point. So we just shut this off. Alright, I've shut the car off. I'm going to disconnect the two battery systems and see if this thing will start again. And of course it starts now. What the heck? If it's starting, you got all that smoke I'm burning from all the oil from parking and running the engine. It's starting. It started without an issue. So if starting without an issue, maybe I won't swap the batteries out. Not yet, not right now. Let's just, I mean, I should, because that battery is 6 years old. But it just started just now with no issues. I don't know if you heard that. We shut it off. It had charged up, so I don't know what's going on. You can see I have the system disengaged right now. The battery here, the house battery, is maintaining 12.2, which means it's getting used. It's not as strong as it used to be. When it is fully charged, it should be saying, let me see here, I'm going to try to, it's saying 12. Accidentally hit the off button there, but it says 12.2 instead of 12.8, but when I flip the switch on, you can see it's going to 12.6. So it is charging up the house battery system at this point, which is in another battery underneath here. And that is an RV battery. But it's also lead acid, so you can see it's going up to 12.8. So at this point right now, all the batteries are charging, other than that one, which is disconnected. I'm going to shut this off, and I'm going to see what happens if I let this shut off. I'm going to let this sit for a little bit. And try to start it again here in a minute. And if it starts up, I'm not going to bother changing the battery yet. Even though the battery is old, it may still, I don't know what happened, why it suddenly didn't want to charge. But it apparently is working now that I've unplugged the house battery. One of the house batteries. It's not a house battery, it's a house battery pack. It's an additional battery that I had on reserve. I had built that battery to give me portable power in like a remote location. So, you know, if I want to take the battery and go camping in a tent, whatever, I could take it and it could power a fan, lights, and charge a phone and all that stuff. It was designed for quick use and cheap. So the battery I bought for like $57, $56, and then the case was about $10, $12, and then the inverter. So probably about $150 total, and I had a power pack that was pretty powerful. At this point right now, I don't know if you can see all the swarms of love bugs. They are still all over me, all over the van. I am going to go ahead and try to start the vehicle again, and if it starts, I'm just going to put the battery back up and deal with that later. So let's try starting the vehicle and seeing what happens at this point. And it is starting up with no problems. So I don't know what's up. The problem just started this morning or yesterday. I noticed it having a little bit of a struggle. I wonder if it could be because it you know, with the AC and stuff running, because the AC is off right now. Maybe it's not providing enough power to charge everything up. Run the air conditioning and try to charge up 3 separate batteries. So what we'll do is we'll just leave that disconnected for now. Put the system back together and see if I have any more weird issues. Because if it's resolved itself, it just magically resolved itself. I don't know. I don't know what's going on. Battery seems to be working again, so I'm going to call it a day, head out. They are busy here at Express Tech Auto. Maybe I'll call them, you know, another day and see if they're available for filming, because they are very busy right now, extremely busy, packed with customers and cars. So I'm going to call it a day, head out, and try to find a spot where I can clean a little blue too. The biggest problem I'm having right now is all these stupid love bugs are everywhere. They even on the causeway bridges. So I'm sure they're on the causeways. I'm trying to find an open area where I can park and just empty out my van and clean it, because my van, little blue 2, is a mess inside. I don't know if you can see this. We got junk everywhere. There's just junk everywhere. So anyhow, wish me luck. I'll keep you guys posted. Right now, blue is back and running again. Battery magically fixed itself. But one of the things that you can tell if it's a battery or alternator issue that I know just from experience, when you try to start it, if you just go and it's like feeling like it doesn't have enough power, it's probably your battery, okay? And it might go click, 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 and the needles move like crazy. That's probably a battery issue. If you manage to get it started and it keeps running, your alternator is probably okay. If you get it started even after you jump it and it dies shortly afterwards, what's happening is your alternator is not working correctly, and it's not providing the electricity that the van, you know, the car, the engine needs to keep the engine running. So if it starts and then dies, there's a probability of the alternator being bad. If it starts and keeps running, your alternator is probably good, your battery is probably bad. And in this case, I don't know why it did that. The battery wasn't charging, but now apparently it is, because I've stopped it and started it. We'll see what happens once I stop it and let it sit for a while. But I do have several batteries that I'm going to try to use. You know, I'll carry the batteries with me to jump the vehicle in case I do get stuck in a remote location. So wish me luck. Hopefully I won't be stuck somewhere like at the compound or somewhere far away from civilization. So maybe I won't go out there today, especially with all the love bugs. So I'm going to go try to find another spot, maybe beachside. But I know beachside, I've seen them there too. So because these love bugs, they are everywhere. But I'm going to try the beachside today and see if I can't clean out Little Blue too. Because definitely this van needs to be cleaned out. And I do need to try to get all these love bugs off the van. There's love bugs in the under the hood, in the grill of the vehicle, everywhere. They are just everywhere. It's terrible this year. I hope that wherever you are, you're not having to deal with love bugs, because this is pretty creepy. Take care, everyone. Have a great day. Bye-bye now. All right. Turns out cars don't magically fix themselves. Wishful thinking that the car would fix itself, but when I try to start the vehicle now, see that symptom? You turn off the air. Maybe that'll help. See the needles going up and going crazy? That is a battery not able to start the vehicle. Let's try again. Okay, it started. Seems like when I had the AC on, it didn't want to start because power was low. The battery is weak and needs to be replaced. Although it's charging back up right now. I think running the air conditioning is making the system not able to, the battery's just not able to provide enough juice. So I'm gonna swap out the batteries, but I don't want to do it right here where I am right now. I'm actually in a bank parking lot. I think I will go beachside. I might try it over there and just swap out the house battery pack that I showed in the other episode. It's a newer battery, so hopefully I didn't kill it from using it for the inverter cooking system. But we're gonna try to use the newer battery, put it in there, and see if it does any better than this current one, because this battery may be shot. It is 6 years old, which is kind of long for a battery to last in Florida. So it was a used battery that was put in there by my son and his neighbor, who was a mechanic, when they were working on Little Blue 2, because they noticed my other battery was really bad. So we'll see if swapping batteries fixes the problem. I'm gonna go ahead and try to do it over there beachside instead of here in the parking lot of the bank next to Cumberland Farms. So stay tuned. I'll let you know what happens.